And I would like to introduce Deb, who will be doing some before service music now.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, and everyone who's joining us this morning online. I'm Deb Chamberlain, and I will be playing some of my original music with you before the service starts. There is never any doubt in my mind that I am here for something bigger than my life. I'm not always sure what I will find, but I know where to look right here inside. As I let go and let God take my hand, I let go and let God design my sacred plan. I let go and let God tend to my what and where. I let go and let God lead me there. In my inner stillness I receive a vision that only my soul can feel and see. And everything that I will ever need will be revealed upon the path before me. As I let go, let God take my hand. I let go, let God design my sacred plan. I let go, let God tend to my what and where. I let go and let God lead me there. And my garden will forever grow, blooming from the seeds that I will sow. Desires planted in my heart, blossoming for me into living art. As I let go and let God take my hand, I let go and let God design my sacred plan. I let go and let God tend to my what and where. I let go and let God lead me there. I let go and let God. I let go and let God. Thank you. Can you all hear everything okay? Okay, good. Thank you. This next song is called One Thing. Sometimes I feel confused, unclear and overwhelmed. I simply lose the focus on the center of myself. That's when I go within and shut out all the noise, so I can rediscover the center of my joy. It's the one thing, the one thing my life is for. And this one thing every door. So I don't need to run, I never have to hide, 'cause everything that matters most is always here inside. It's not about who wins or who is right or wrong, and I don't need a million reasons to prove that I belong, 'cause I've got one thing, just one thing my life is for, and this one thing, this beautiful thing, is everything and more, and this one thing, it opens every door. It's everything I am, it's everything I do, it's everything I have, and it's all because of you. This one thing, one thing, one thing, just one thing my life is for, and this one thing, this beautiful thing, and everything and more, and this one thing, it's everything I am, it's everything I do, it's everything I have, and it's all because of you. This one thing, one thing, one thing, one thing. Thank you all. I'm going to play one last song. Thank you. And all these songs I'm playing are on, well, this next one is not, but these songs are all on my new CD, which I just released last week, called Songs for the Soul, which you can find on my website. This is called Beloved Divine. I stand at the ocean, looking out across the water, not fully realized I am my mother's daughter. But I know what I want and where I'm going. Grateful for the path you are showing. As I walk the longest mile, one small step at a time, with faith through every trial, I know that I will find my joy, my heart's desire, freedom and peace of mind. They rise up from the fire that burns with my beloved divine. There's not one single day, one forsaken night, that I don't feel you here, right here by my side. I know with every choice I am making, the moon and stars are mine for the taking. As I walk the longest mile, one small step at a time, with faith through every trial, I know that I will find my joy, my heart's desire, freedom and peace of mind. They rise up from the fire that burns with my beloved You keep your promise behind every door. I am blessed, this I am sure. As I walk the longest mile, one small step at a time, with faith through every trial, I know that I will find my joy, my heart's desire, freedom and peace of mind. They rise up from the fire that burns with my beloved. I yearn for my beloved. I turn to my beloved divine. Thank you all. Thank you all. Enjoy the service, and I now bring you back to Mary for the evocation.
Thank you for that most beautiful, beautiful music. So inspiring, Deb. And welcome to everyone present this morning, today, at our celebration of life. And let us all center ourselves in this present, precious moment, knowing there is one mind, one infinite love intelligence, which I call God. This one shares itself through and as everything that it creates. Each person, every idea, and all activities are part of this oneness of God. There is nothing outside of this oneness. So I know that God is right here, right now. I am this infinite love intelligence taking form, and so is each person here. Every idea is born in the mind of the one, and every word is God's infinite intelligence. Every interaction brings about a deeper understanding of this limitless wisdom. Today's Sunday service, our celebration of life, is an infinite idea taking this particular form today. This is the divine mind of God, sharing itself through the many channels, each one of us, allowing good and more good to come into the lives of each one present and each one we touch. The insights are profound. The guidance is clear. The gifts that each one brings are joyously recognized and deeply appreciated. This time together unfolds in perfection. I claim that each of us are an expression of spirit divine, a flame of fiery heavenly intelligence created by God and unlimited in nature. And together we are working and bringing out the best ideas of what is possible as we work together to co-create, to get to experience heaven on earth. I am grateful for today's service, grateful for all those in sacred service, all those who are showing up to be part of this wonderful, loving, beautiful community of like-minded individuals. I give thanks for the unique combination of love and wisdom that each one brings to this group. And feeling this gratitude, I know this time together is blessed. This meeting is a sacred activity and a tremendous success. And I let it be. And so it is. Amen. And I pass this on to Reverend Kathleen now. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you, Mary, and good morning, everyone. So lovely that you all joined us today, and I just want to encourage everybody to turn on your videos, and after a beautiful song or prayer, whatever you hear from now on, whenever, rather than applauding, just all you have to do is do this. This is the new Zoom thing. This is Zoom. So this is how you give feedback to the person who just spoke. Let us invite in the fullness of this amazing thing called life. And so just repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe.
I open my heart to the universe,
Accepting love and healing.
accepting love and healing.
And I open my mind to the universe.
I open my mind to the universe,
Accepting new ideas and creative fire.
accepting new ideas and creative fire.
All right, thank you. And so it is.
And so it is.
And so now I'd like to introduce to you Tom Clark, who's our board president and our announcer for today. Take it away, Tom.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you? So we have our intention statement for 2020 here. We, the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware, are a welcoming, vibrant, inclusive spiritual community rooted in new thought, ancient wisdom principles. We are here to be the presence of love and to co-create heaven on earth, a world that works for everyone. I am strong with CSL. I have had 2 months to come up with some thoughts that may provide an infectious laugh. I can hear you smile a little bit. I know a lot of jokes about retired people, but none of them work. I was wondering what how does Deb and Robert how does Deb and Robert's dog stop the music? And you go pause. And Reverend Kathleen, what is the least spoken language in the world? And I can see she doesn't know. It's exactly, it's sign language. During the Earth Day segment that we've had here, what did the mother worm say to the little worm who was late? Where on earth have you been? But we'll move on to our next thing here with Marianne Ruan, and I think Dan's going to pull up a screen for that. And Marianne Ruan is one of our licensed practitioners who is leading a free 40-day guided meditation challenge. See the CSL Delaware website for details. Metaphysically, 40 equals time it takes to transfer consciousness, which we're all looking forward to that. And then the next spiritual growth circle meets on Zoom Saturday, May 2nd, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. The circle is reading More Together Than Alone, Discovering the Power and Spirit of Community in Our Lives and in the World by Mark Nepo. They will be discussing page 47 through 97, and all are invited to participate. Send an email to Mary Kegelman if you'd like to attend. Details and contact information are on the website and in the newsletter. The Zoom login info will be sent to you by May 1st. All of our teens are invited to join our CSL Delaware teen group on Zoom Sunday, May 3rd at 1:30 p.m. Reverend Bill Marchoni is the facilitator. Mary Kegelman and Lucinda Elam will be present as teen advisors. Scientific research shows there are exponential benefits to praying in a group. Beginning tomorrow, 4:25 each Monday at noon, CSL Delaware practitioners and ministers will hold Monday group prayer on Zoom. Check your email for the Zoom link. And next, I would like to introduce Deb again for her beautiful, beautiful music. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. You sent my dog away. She left me. I hope that you'll join me at home singing this song. It's called The Hands of Love, and it's about using our hands, our voices, and our hearts to feed the fire of love. When I give to you. I give to me. I give to everyone. When I pray for you. I pray for me. I pray for everyone. It's the cycle of love that begins as one. May my hands become the hands of love. When I speak for you. I speak for me. I speak for everyone. When I sing for you. I sing for me. I sing for everyone. It's the cycle of love that begins as one. May my voice become the voice of love. When I feel for you. I feel for me. I feel for everyone. And I love for you. I love for me. I love for everyone. It's the cycle of love that begins as one. May my heart become the heart of love. It's the cycle of love that returns as one. May my voice become the voice of love. Yes, this cycle of love begins and returns as one. May our hands become the hands of love. The hands of love. The hands of love. I know you were all singing along. Thank you. Thank you. I'd next like to introduce Jennifer Lyons, who has a beautiful heart of love, to do this morning's reading.
Good morning. Good morning. My name's Jennifer Lyons, and I'm here to read the reading for this morning. Seeing with 2020 Spiritual Vision is a CSL theme for the year. April's theme is bright beginnings. Today's topic, fire in the belly. Sonia Choquette wrote in Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose on page 3, you must not define yourself by experiences or conditions. They are not who you are. You are spirit, a fiery, heavenly intelligence created by God and unlimited in nature. Let us speak this affirmation out loud together with conviction. Today, I am rising in love universal. I am a full participant in the great awakening of humanity. Letting go of all that is selfish and divisive, I write a new chapter of my life now that expresses the love that I am in truth. And now I'm going to turn this over to the very gracious and very generous Reverend Kathleen Johnson, Dr. Reverend Kathleen Johnson.
Thank you, Jen. Let's do this for Jen, everybody. That was beautifully done, Jen. Thank you so much. In fact, I have God bumps. That's what your reading did for me. So I'd like us all to verbalize what she just shared with us, the truth of that in this moment. So I'd like you to repeat after me. I am a fiery presence of spirit.
I am a fiery presence of spirit.
I am on fire with the heavenly love intelligence of God.
I am on fire with the heavenly love intelligence of God.
I am created by God.
I am created by God.
And unlimited in nature.
And unlimited in nature.
Do you feel that? I hope you feel that.
Yes.
That's where I want to start. I want to start with that awareness. So if you remember, maybe we all remember, who knows? But I'd like you to use your imagination in this moment and go all the way back to the instant before the Big Bang. So we can do that because we're individualizations of God. So let's go back in our imaginations to that moment when the all that is, the one infinite universal intelligence of God, was on fire with a new idea that would become ultimately the universe. And so in that instant of creation, that conceiving of that new idea, a burst, a huge explosion, a massive explosion took place, a fiery heavenly explosion that then gave birth to this universe that continues to unfold and to expand as it moves along in the creative process. Can you see the parallel between that original moment of creation and all of us being individualizations of God? How our creative process is just like that. And I'm imagining, we can't necessarily see it with our human eyes, but I'm imagining in my own mind each time that we are on fire with a new idea is birthed in us, that there's that same explosion that takes place, that explosion of light that is giving birth to something new, and then universal law that surrounds us and takes the impress of our thought, responds to it and starts working on it. And in some moments it is instantaneous, like I've had experiences of instantaneous healing in my physical body, letting, pains that were there that went away instantly once I got an insight and a new idea and started moving in a new direction. So with this in mind, with this idea that I'm setting up here today, what I'd like to do today, because we're concluding this month on bright beginnings, is to deepen our understanding of the part that the fire in the belly plays in the creative process. And so what I'd like to do then is look at how do we cultivate it? How do we cultivate that fire in the belly? How the fire in the belly plays a very important part in the creative process, and how that fire in the belly or passion keeps us on purpose. Let's first look at the definition of fire in the belly. And I looked at several different things online, and I invite you to do the same. But the essence of it is this, is that it's a powerful sense of determination. It's a passion and a sense of purpose. So that's how that all ties in. So here's the interesting thing that's going on right now, and I'm very excited about this, is that this past Thursday, April 23rd, was the beginning of Ramadan. And Ramadan just fits in so perfectly with this topic as well. Ramadan runs from April 23rd to May 23rd. And during that 30-day period, Muslims all over the world have a meal before dawn, and they don't eat anything or drink anything, not even water, until their next meal that comes after sunset. So there's that whole period of time where they say that they are cultivating the fire in the belly. But they're not only giving up food and drink, they're also giving up gossiping and lying and all of the habits that don't serve. And giving up sex as well. So the thing that I think is important, though, is that this is coupled with spiritual practice, a rededication to their spiritual practice, their prayer, their sacred readings, a rededication or recommitment to living one's life fully surrendered to God, to the God, and we would see it as the God presence within and all around us. So how does this parallel with our teachings? It parallels beautifully, because in New Thought, Science of Mind teachings, we cultivate the fire in the belly, the sense of passion and determination, that by fasting from negative thought, from fasting from behaviors that don't serve us. So it's very similar to the Muslims. Our focus, though, is on the mind and the behaviors that result from those patterns. So in the process of that, then, we also couple it with spiritual practice and spiritual mind treatment, very similar to the idea that the Muslims have with Ramadan. Our form of prayer, spiritual mind treatment, is a very powerful form of prayer. It literally reminds us of who we are. We go back to the beginning, and we, to the best of our abilities, describe in our own minds and feel this expansive nature of God like we did at the very beginning. We focus on all of the qualities of God, the nature of God in our own words, to get ourselves to the place of awe and wonder. And then, so that's the first step, called recognition. And then in the second step, called unification, we unify ourselves. We remind ourselves that we are of God. We are individualizations of God. You could say we are creations of God. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. We are made in the likeness and image, to the point where we are also the birthers of creation. We participate in the process of creation, this amazing expansive thing that's going on in the universe. And it takes place in our own lives, but also because we are collectively working on it together with other beings on this planet, we are co-creating with the greater whole as well. So back to the fire in the belly. The way that this builds fire in the belly is, as we do this, as we remember who we are literally building a sense that we call in our teaching conviction, faith. And it is a feeling. It's a very strong and powerful feeling. and sense of determination and knowing that this is the truth. And it is a very, very powerful place from which to create, to set new thoughts, new ideas, new visions in motion. So what we do in those first two steps of our prayer called spiritual mind treatment is cultivate the consciousness that burns away, it's fiery, it burns away all that does not align with it. And we practice this over time, and it continues to help to burn away all of the false ideas that we have about ourselves, and to be that condition, that beautiful soil in which to plant new ideas and also give birth to higher versions of ourselves, the God seed in us. So fire in the belly then is cultivated by eliminating thought patterns and behaviors that don't serve us, and by filling our minds with spiritual truth through the form of prayer that we call spiritual mind treatment, that eliminates those patterns and that helps to create that beautiful soil of subconscious mind to give birth to new creation. So fire in the belly, what does that have to do with purpose? Well, I'd like to start with this quote when we think about purpose. It says, "The good Lord didn't create anything without a purpose, but mosquitoes come close." So we are all made, even mosquitoes, with a divine purpose. That divine purpose is already within us. So what is this divine purpose? It's our own unique way of participating in creation, our own unique way of sharing the love that we are. We've been talking about universal love. When we're talking about the love that we are, we're talking about the universal love that we are. Being on purpose begins with self-image. So we did talk a little bit about this already. So if we go through our lives with the awareness that we're made in the likeness and image of God, that we are these fire heavenly beings of pure spirit that are here to create, then we know our value as co-creators with spirit. And then what happens, because we believe this and we know this, it shows up in our lives as the creations that we have in our lives, the ways that we contribute. However, if we move through our lives thinking that we're not enough or that we have little to contribute, then we choose behaviors, and it's usually subconsciously, that support this belief, and then we feel discouraged. So here's the principle. We believe what we believe about ourselves within shows up in the external or in the expression of our lives. Or as Jesus said, it's done unto us as we believe. So back to spiritual mind treatment, those first two steps in treatment really help to shift that. And I invite you, and we actually tell our students to spend a lot of time thinking about the nature of God and then claiming that as our truth and our reality. We are like in the nature of God. If God is love, we are love. God is peace, we are peace. God is joy, we are joy. That is our essential nature. And yes, it might be covered over at times with false belief, but when the false belief is removed, that is what is revealed, that true nature. I also would like to share with you some information from a book that I've been reading called Neuro Wisdom by Mark Waldman and Chris Manning. This is research-based exercise. They are research-based exercises that for all aspects of our lives, but this one in particular is to help build self-esteem. So it's something you do daily, every night before you go to bed, and it's very simple. You write down all the things that you did that contributed to the well-being of others, to the well-being of the planet, and to the well-being of yourself, because self-care is a form of self-love. So I started doing that again. I had done it a long time ago, but I wanted to do it again so I could get into the flow and the feel of it. And it doesn't take long at all. But what it does is there's a lot of neuroscience in it, what it does to your body chemistry and everything else. It helps you to have a really good night's sleep. It helps just before you go to bed. It helps to plant those new ideas in mind that I am making a contribution. What I'm here doing, even all those little tiny things are making a difference for me and for others. It helps to build self-esteem. So remember to couple that though with remembering that you are in like nature to God. You are made in the image of God. That's your true self-image. So what is my purpose? You might be asking, what's my purpose? So I'd like to share a story with you, because sometimes we might feel like Albert Einstein, who was once traveling from Princeton on a train when a conductor came down the aisle punching the tickets of everybody. And when he came to Dr. Einstein, he could see that he was confused, and he was looking in his pockets, he was looking in his vest, and he started going through his briefcase, couldn't find his ticket anywhere, and he looked really distressed. And the conductor said, "Dr. Einstein, I know who you are. I know you paid for the ticket, so don't worry about it. Just relax and enjoy your ride." So the conductor then continued on down the aisle punching tickets, and then just when he got to the end of the car, he turned around, he saw that Dr. Einstein was down on his hands and knees looking under his seat for his ticket. And he came back and he says, Dr. Einstein, you don't have to do that. Don't worry about it. I know who you are. I know who you are. It's no problem." To which Dr. Einstein replied, "Young man, I too know who I am, but what I don't know is where I'm going." So when you don't know your purpose, you might feel this way. You might feel like a rudderless boat bobbing in the sea, unsure of where to go, or someone looking for a ticket because they can't remember what their destination is. So when you're on purpose, you feel more alive. You feel more satisfied with your life and all aspects of it. And the channels of abundance actually open wider when we're feeling on purpose, because we're happier. We're that field of consciousness that allows the good in. So the bottom line is things work a lot better in our lives when we feel on purpose. And notice I said feel on purpose, because it's something that we cultivate. So you can find your purpose without a lot of soul searching and work. It's sometimes we get this idea we have to keep searching all over the place and deep within and all around to find our purpose, just like Dr. Einstein did. But in truth, it begins by paying attention to the fire in the belly. What sets you on fire? That will lead you to your purpose. What is yours to do? There's a Sufi teaching that says this so beautifully. It goes like this. Past the seeker, as he prayed, came the crippled, the beggar, and the beaten. He cried, "Great God, how is it that a loving creator can see such things and yet do nothing?" To which God replied, "I did do something. I made you." The master teacher, Jesus the Christ, lived a life on purpose, modeled that for us. And he had a life of teaching spiritual truth and healing work. And he reminds us, this is one of my favorite all-time quotes of Jesus. "Ye are gods, you are gods, children of the Most High. These things I do, even greater things you shall do." What does that mean? That means that it's about it's important for us to remember who we are first. Ye are gods. We're individualized expressions of God. We have within us all of the qualities and all of the abilities to co-create and to really make a difference in not only our own life, but in service to others. So you and I both need to pay attention to the fire in the belly. What is your passion? I'm going to give you some examples. My daughter Michelle, who is sitting here, has fire in the belly. Her fire in the belly is for sustainability. And so weekly, for quite some time, she's been giving you sustainability tips, and they've appeared in our newsletter as well. She recently created a new website and what's the name of your website?
BeyondTheBinRecycling.com.
BeyondTheBinRecycling.com.
It's not live yet.
It's not live yet. It's not live yet. She's working on it, but it's a nonprofit. And the idea is that she wants to educate the public and also help to move them into action on recycling all those things that we thought could not be recycled, such as styrofoam, cassette tapes, CDs, VHS tapes, all kinds of things like that and electronics, things we would normally not know what to do with or think that they weren't recyclable, but they really are. So Michelle has fire in the belly for sustainability, actually fire in the belly for our planet. I read something in the paper also about Publix, the food markets. They have a charity. They've actually been supporting food banks all along, but they've really stepped up recently when they realized there was such a huge food shortage, and the food banks were not, being resupplied quickly enough. So what did they do? They spent $5 million to buy surplus farmer products, milk, eggs, produce, things that would normally be thrown away, which is amazing to think of. But they bought all of it and supplied all of their local food banks. Fire in the belly. I know there was fire in the belly of whoever runs that organization to form a charity to do this kind of thing. Another example of fire in the belly, one of our congregants, and I forgot to get his permission to share his name, but so anyway, one of our congregants contacted me and brought to my attention a huge food shortage at the Food Bank of Delaware, and encouraged me to promote it throughout our spiritual community. And what they could really use is what happened with the same kind of thing. They could use more funds to, whether it's buying up surplus or whatever, to be sure that the people here in Delaware who don't have sufficient food at this time are well fed. And so I want to thank you. So each of us then has a divine purpose, a way that we share universal love that we are. And there's no wrong path. There's no wrong on this particular path of our divine purpose. However, we can get in touch with it in each and every moment by returning to that fire in the belly. Where do you notice yourself getting really frustrated or annoyed that something isn't being done in the world? Mm-hmm. That's your fire in the belly. That's your divine calling to take action. So this week, I'm inviting you to pay attention to what fires you up. What fires you up? Where do you see a need or an absence that calls you forward into action, to sharing the universal love that you are, to the fulfillment of the question, what is mine to do? And know that if you are on fire, that you have also been provided with all of the inner resources that you could possibly need or desire because of your divine birth. And so I'm reminding you one more time that you are spirit, a fiery, heavenly intelligence created by God and unlimited in nature. And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, so it's my turn to introduce Deb. So Deb has another song for us. So take it away, Deb.
This fire in my belly grows stronger by the day, an ever-burning hunger that does not go away, to know the life I was born to live, and use the gifts I am meant to give. 'Cause I am a child of the fire. I was born of my soul's desire. Love and only love is what I am made of, and only love can inspire this child of the fire. Oh, 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 oh. When temptation comes and it's knocking on your door, you have forgotten what your heart is beating for. Feel the blood coursing through your veins until you feel the pulse of life again. 'Cause you are a child of the fire. You were born of your soul's desire. Love and only love is what you are made of, and only love can inspire a child of the fire. Oh, 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 oh. The eternal flame knows every name. It burns there in your heart. As we pray from the fire of love, our blessings will impart. 'Cause we are the children of the fire. We are born of one heart's desire. Love and only love is what we're all made of, and only love can inspire these children of the fire. Children of the fire. You are a child of the fire. Oh, 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 Thank you all. I wrote that just for today. Thank you so much. I'd like to bring back Tom for our closing announcements.
Thank you, Deb. That really fires us up. For prayer sessions, visit our licensed practitioner, professional practitioner page on our website. You will find the phone numbers there. Reverend Linda Patton is the contact for the congregant care. Her phone number is 302-239-6080. We have formed a benevolent fund to be used for those in need. The Board of Trustees will take recommendations for how this is used. Make your donations to the benevolent fund. The Food Bank of Delaware ask for your compassion and monetary donations. The demand for food has doubled during the current crisis. See our newsletter for details. And please stay well. Know that you are loved. I'd like to turn this back over to Deb.
I would like to jump in just a second and say that Jen has been very generously agreed to give a matching fund up to $500 for anybody that is donating to the food bank. We'll work out on how to communicate that with her, but thanks so much, Deb, for your help.
Jen. That's Jen.
It's Jen. And I'd like to take and pass this back on to Deb for some more wonderful music. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you. This is our closing song. This is the one that everyone's saying every day. We're all in this together. So the lyrics will be up on the screen, and please sing along and feel this in your heart. Sing harmonies at home, whatever you feel inspired. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. Oh, we're all in this together. Yeah, we're all in this together. One heart life was begun, flowing love to everyone. There is no place outside this love. Life is one for all for one. We're all in this together. Yeah, we're all in this together. Oh, we're all in this together. Oh, we're all in this together. In the Thank you all. Now I'd like to bring back Reverend Kathleen to give us our final blessing.
Okay. So I'd like to begin by, first of all, thanking everybody for your donations, and thank you, Jen, for offering the $500 matching funds for the Food Bank of Delaware. Jen Lyons. Didn't I say Jen Lyons? Oh, Jen Lyons. And after service ends, anybody who would like prayer from Mary or Reverend Linda, please type the word prayer in the chat box, the Zoom chat box. And if you don't know what that is, you can just hold your hand up at the end, and Michelle will find you on the screen as well, but it's really better to type in prayer. And then she will match you up in breakout rooms with either Linda or Mary. Also, there will be breakout rooms for fellowship at the end. So anybody who wants to continue to connect with people, I invite you to stay on Zoom, and Michelle will put you into breakout rooms as well. So everybody, for one beautiful moment, let's again just bring this lovely service to a close by repeating after me. And here again, we're feeding our awareness, our self-image of truth of who we are. So just say with me together, perfect God within me.
Perfect God within me.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Perfect life within me, which is God.
Come forth into expression through me as that which I am.
Come forth into expression through me as that which I am.
Lead me forever on the path of all-inclusive love.
Lead me ever on the path of all-inclusive love.
And cause me to see.
And cause me to see.
And to co-create.
And to co-create.
The infinite good.
The infinite good.
So let's bring that into our hearts and then extend our arms with a vibrant yes.
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 Yes. Yes.